2014 is over the halfway mark already, and it's important to reflect on this amazing year of video games so far. So that's why we've decided to compile a little list for you. A list of our, definitely, the top 5 games of 2014 so far. And 6! 2 years ago, my life was enlightened by playing that game company's masterpiece, Journey. Well, world, Mountain makes Journey look like a piece of shit that Big Bird himself would plop out on Sesame Street. From the moment I booted the game up, I was in floods of tears due to the art that was happening before my very eyes. You are the mountain, but also you're not. But you are, but you're not. You know? This has to be seen to be believed, but have tissues at the ready, because you'll be bawling your eyes out and then wanking yourself silly just by being astounded at what the human race can achieve when they really put their mind to it. And 5! There are few games that get story right these days. That knack managed to achieve such a pitch-perfect narrative edge, whilst also being accessible to all gamers, is just one of the majestic marvels that makes it a contender for Game of the Year 2014 so far. Children of all ages could enjoy the simplistic yet incredibly refined platforming, whilst the visuals reflected something we'd expect from a PS5, let alone a current-gen console. Knack is a hero for a new generation, an old generation, and a young generation, and a middling and every generation. Here's hoping this is a character Sony managed to shoehorn into multiple different genres. Knack Team Racing, anyone? But not before they spin it off into a children's TV show that we all desperately want. Outstanding and truly next-gen defining. And 4! I haven't played it yet, but it looks amazing. Sort of like The Witcher, but way better, because you don't have stupid people like Gerald Riviera or Trish Merriweather. And 3! What could be cooler than a game that lets you fling spiderwebs from your hands to trap horrible criminals, whilst wearing a sexy outfit that attracts ladies like flies to shit? I'll tell you, nothing. That's what. It's nothing short of outstanding that it's taken until 2015 to bring web slinging to games consoles for the first time, but the gaming world is all the better for it. Paul Parker was a terrific footballer, but nobody could have imagined the secret life that he led. The only reason this isn't higher on our list is because of the sheer quality it's up against. Activision will hopefully continue the franchise, and you may call us foolish, but I think there's room for Spider-Man in other mediums as well as games. The Amazing Spider-Man has enriched our lives in so many ways that we can't even imagine our lives before it. And 2! Earlier this year, we all had a bad case of the flaps. But that was a good thing. Before he was cruelly taken away from us by his overlord, Frank, star of Flappy Bird, became a worldwide superstar. How's your Frank doing? Would be the main topic of conversation for families around the dinner table. Myself and Frank have been hard flapping today. Could be heard around offices across the country. Can I have some spare change? Some homeless prick would rudely say while you're walking down the street. Sorry, you bastard, I'm playing Flappy Bird. And 1! Who knew they could do it all over again? Certainly the hottest property in the game's development world, Telltale Games overcame all the odds and released the perfect complement to George R.R. Martin's long-running book series. Whilst everyone was praising Microsoft for their TV implementation, Telltale swooped in first under Phil Spencer's nose, eyebrows and luscious lips and brought us to Westeros with a revolutionary deal with the home box office channel in the United States of America. The choices were a lot more limited this time around, to the point where there were none at all. But they've ironed out all the problems with their engine and it ran like a drug dealer away from the cops. Flawlessly. It must also be noted that the animation is incredible. I was skeptical about the more realistic approach at first, but it's safe to say that they've now blazed a trail in video game graphics, like dragons and fire. Like the fire that comes out of Daenerys' dragons and their mouths. And Even though there's a slight bit of false advertising there, because I didn't look at a dog once in my 4 playthroughs of Ubisoft's Watch Dogs. The game was a roller coaster from start to finish, specifically on the personal computer. And yeah, sure there were some glitches here and there, but Aidan Pearce's iconic hat made me instantly forget about those minor problems. Plus, the version available on personal computer was far more unpredictable than the regular console version. For instance, when driving along the road, my vehicle could just fall through some random invisible hole. How insanely random and brilliant. I don't know how they got Christian Bale to agree to play the role of the protagonist, but he, us, and the world as a whole is all the better for it. For 2014, you won't top this games industry, not a chance. Now that's what I call a top 5 list of the best games of 2014 so far. I'm sure you can agree, this year has been incredible. Fingers crossed we get some more dingers in the second half of 2014. Myself and Frank have been hard flapping today. Mountain makes Journey look like a piece of shit that Big Bird himself would plop out of his arse on says fucking prick. Paul Parker was a terrific footballer, but nobody... Paul Parker was a terrific footballer, but nobody could have imagined the secret life he led. You won't top this one this year. What?